Have you ever just looked at a news story or maybe a post going viral and just thought to yourself, how on earth could anyone actually believe that? It's a really fascinating and, let's be honest, kind of unsettling question. And today, we're going to get into the psychology behind why it happens.
Right. We're not talking about those small, clever deceptions that are genuinely hard to spot. Nope. It's not some masterfully written piece of fiction designed by a genius to fool everyone. No, sometimes the lie is just staring you right in the face, the kind that totally falls apart if you poke it even a little bit. And that's the real puzzle, isn't it? Why do these ideas that are so clearly false manage to take hold and just spread like wildfire? Well, let's find out. Look, we all like to think of ourselves as pretty logical, rational beings. We weigh the facts, we look at the evidence, and we make these smart, informed choices. But the evidence, well, it suggests something else is going on, something deep in our wiring that doesn't always care about being right. Okay, so our investigation starts right inside our own heads. And it turns out our brains aren't always on some noble quest for the absolute truth. More often than not, they're just looking for what feels comfortable. Think about it. Facing a truth that completely shakes up who you think you are, that's mentally painful. It creates this thing called cognitive dissonance. But a lie that backs up what you already believe, that feels good. It's easy. And our brain, which is always trying to save energy and avoid pain, is going to choose that easy path most of the time. And that leads us straight to our next piece of evidence, the infamous confirmation bias. So imagine your mind isn't an impartial judge. It's more like a really passionate lawyer who's already on your side. It's actively hunting for any little shred of evidence that supports your case and just tossing out anything that contradicts it. This really just gets to the heart of it all. A lie that validates what we already think feels more true to our brains than a fact that challenges us. When we see something that contradicts our beliefs, it can honestly feel like a personal attack. So our mental shields go straight up, even if the evidence is crystal clear. Now, this whole thing gets supercharged by a wild psychological quirk. It works like this. Say something once, it's just a claim. But say it over and over and over again, it starts to feel familiar. And our brain, always taking a shortcut, mistakes that feeling of familiarity for accuracy. The more you hear a lie, the more normal it feels, and the less you even think to question it. Okay, let's shift gears from our internal wiring to a huge external force. Other people. This second clue shows us that for our brains, fitting in is often way, way more important than being factually correct. Just think about it from an evolutionary point of view. For thousands and thousands of years, being kicked out of your tribe was a literal death sentence. That fear is baked right into our DNA. So when you're faced with a choice between believing what your friends believe or standing all alone with a fact that nobody likes, your brain sees social rejection as the much bigger threat. We choose to be accepted even if it means accepting something that's totally false. All right, our third and final clue is all about the delivery. It's not just what's said, but how it's said. And of course, who is saying it? Our brains are constantly looking for shortcuts to figure out who we can trust. We are just hardwired to pay attention to people who seem to have authority, and this is the big one, confidence. When someone, a leader, a big influencer online, or even just a super self-assured person, states a lie with absolute certainty, with zero doubt, our brains snap to attention. So the key takeaway here is this. Confidence acts like a signal for competence. Our brain makes this quick subconscious calculation that goes, wow, this person seems so sure of themselves, they must know what they're talking about. It's a mental shortcut, but can be a really powerful tool for deception, and it completely bypasses our critical thinking. So let's put all the clues together. Our need for comfort, our confirmation bias, our vulnerability to social pressure, and confident authority, and here's the verdict. Believing an obvious lie, it isn't necessarily a sign of being unintelligent. It's a sign of being human. This is the ultimate takeaway. Our cognitive wiring evolved in a world where being part of the group and making quick decisions were way more important for survival than having a perfect, objective understanding of reality. We are basically running ancient software on modern hardware. And that brings us to the most important point. We can't just rewire our brains, but we can become aware of these built-in glitches. Just knowing about confirmation bias, the power of repetition, and the confidence trick, that is the first crucial step to defending yourself against them. Of course, understanding all these psychological forces is really just the beginning. Now I'm curious, where do you see this stuff playing out in the world around you? Are there other reasons we didn't get to?
Do you see one of these clues just popping up over and over again? Go ahead and drop your theories and what you've seen in the comment section below. I think we can all learn a lot from each other on this one. If this explainer got you thinking, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps other people find it. And of course, subscribe for more deep dives into all the weird quirks of human psychology. Because at the end of the day, understanding how our minds work is the first step to making them work a little bit better for us. Thanks for watching.